welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Angela. I'm in Central Mississippi's Growing Zone 8B, and today we're gonna really do what I would consider the first harvest of the season. I really need to get my onions pulled. A lot of them have flopped over, so that's indicating it is time for them to be pulled and put up on my rack so that they can start curing. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. And then I also have lots of carrots that I need to pull just so I can give some space in my carrot area. So the other carrots, the smaller ones, can go ahead and get bigger. But I'm going to take you along as I get that done. If you can see this fence panel that's right here behind me, this is what I actually am going to be using this year to cure my onions. And the reason I'm going to be using this is I haven't built my cure rack yet. The plan is I'm going to build it and I'm going to have it set up in this area right here where the fence is, right right there. It's hard doing this backwards, but I'm gonna have it set up in the area right there. That area gets a lot of shade. It also I'm going to build a top over that area so that it'll protect it from the rain and stuff like that. So one wall is pretty much already there. So I just got to build 2 extra walls on it and bring it out in a little area so I can walk in and out of it. That way I can have that for my curing area for my onions, my garlic, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get those pulled, and I'm going to be using this fence panel right here today. This is just an old gate, fence gate that I had laying around. I'm going to get it, and my husband's going to take it and hang it on the inside of our shed that we have over there. For some reason, it's been unseasonably cool here lately, so I'm just going to leave it out in the shed. He's going to hang it up on the inside of the shed at the top, just so it's up out of the way so the onions can cure rather than having them inside my house or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get them pulled. I'll show you how I'm hanging them as I go, and then we're going to work on getting the carrots pulled. Alrighty, I went through them real quick and just added about 9 more to my rack here. So this is going to be my final pile of what I have to get processed today, and probably go ahead and chop them down and put them in either the freezer, or may go ahead and just not freeze dry them, dehydrate them so I can make onion powder with them. So I may go do that. I haven't really decided. But yeah, this is my final harvest for today. And like I said, I still have plenty more left out in the garden that I have yet to harvest. they have not fallen over yet, so it is not time to harvest them yet. And I can say the size on some of them that are left will put my big ones to shame. I mean, I'm surprised. This is going to be a really great onion year for me. Um, these will be, once they're cured, they will be boxed up. We'll just kind of go and see how long these last. I'm not really sure how long they're going to last. I know they're not going to last a long time with us. I probably maybe just a couple months, maybe 3 or 4 months with us, they'll last. And like I said, I still have a bunch out in the garden that I'm hoping those will kind of push us up into maybe about the 6 to 7 month mark with them, at least to keep me in onion powder and things like that. So I have these set. These are going to start curing once my husband gets back and my son is here. I'll have them hang this up in the shed out there, and that is going to be my curing rack for this year. I'm going to pretty much do the same thing when it's time to pull my garlic. My garlic has to cure too, so I'll go ahead and I will do it the same exact way. But in the meantime, these will sit on this rack until they're completely dry, and it usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks. This is my first time doing a huge harvest of onions, so that's why I'm saying about 3 to 4 weeks, because last year and the years past, I've just kind of grown enough onions to keep us in onions during that time period. But as I've stated at the beginning, my very first video with this is something I am trying to do and make it last so that we can have this moving forward whenever it starts getting cold or moving into the winter time. So that's really my goal with this. So this is going to be part one of that. Once the second onion harvest comes around, the rest of the onions start falling over, I'll bring you back and we'll do a whole second onion harvest with that. But for right now, this is going to be it. So right now we're going to move on over to probably dig out some of the potatoes. Yeah, I think even though it's slopping wet and just icky today, because it's been raining for a little over a week nonstop. Every day we've had rain, and I'm just tired of the rain by now. But I think we're going to go ahead and move on to digging some of my potatoes, just because we plan to eat those today. Um, Today is Saturday, May the 9th, I believe. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, May the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, so I want to have some of those for dinner. That way we can have some of the stuff from the garden. So I'm going to bring you along with me as I dig some of the potatoes. Then we'll move on to harvesting carrots. Alrighty guys, so y'all, my hair's looking crazy. I just realized it gets so hot here so quick. Like this morning when I came out, I had on pants and a t-shirt, but it was like 68 degrees with 100% humidity, and I was sitting here sweating. Now we're pushing about 74 with still 100% humidity, and it's hot and I'm sweating. So that's one thing about Mississippi. It is 100% humidity is crazy, but it is what it is. I've got used to living here, lived here my whole life, so it's all good. So we've gotten everything done. It's time for me to pull this nappy head up though, because it's hot on my neck. Now I'm blabbering. Oh, sorry. All right, so we've gotten everything done. We have the onions that are set to be hung up so that they can cure. I went ahead and cut off the greens and the roots and stuff of the onions that I need to go ahead and process. I have my potatoes in there. I have my carrots in that basket. I'm gonna wash them off really good, bring them inside and get them processed. Then we have our little bowl that has the strawberries and a couple jalapenos and serranos in there that we had to get pulled today. So yeah, I think that's going to be about it for harvesting today. Oh wait, no, there's like 2 or 3 squash that I need to go get too, but I'll do that off the camera. So I still have I'm getting squash almost daily, and it is crazy. So I do have a couple squash that I need to go cut, and I'll bring them inside and get them processed as well while I'm at it. That way I can get everything done. But yeah, so got everything done that I needed to get done and harvested today. There still is a couple odds and ends that I need to do, but I do know that by next weekend, this is the first weekend that I really have a fairly big harvest that I had to do with the onions, some potatoes, a few carrots, and the carrots, onions, potatoes, a few jalapenos and stuff like that. So we have the makings of a soup. Onions, carrots, and potatoes. So we do have the makings of a soup to go. We just need a little meat, or we can start some type of vegetable soup. But anyway, so we got our very first harvest out of the way, or our first vegetable harvest. Our first harvest was actually going to be the herbs that we did. That was some oregano, some of the calendula and stuff like that. So this is our first vegetable harvest that I really needed to get done for the season. Next weekend it will probably be even more, because like I said, I have bush beans that are flowering, have little baby flowers, and if you've ever grown green beans or anything, you know that they shoot pretty big pretty quickly, and you have to pick them at the right time, because if you don't, they get stringy and all that stuff. Well, here in Mississippi they do. I don't know about anywhere else because I've never grown them anywhere else, but you can let me know in the comments. Do green beans, if you let them go too long, do they get stringy where you are? But here they get stringy. So, and it's just not it's not appetizing at all. So we have bush beans that I know we're going to have to pick. We have loads of potatoes we still have to dig up. I know there's going to be pole beans that I have to pick, more squash, and then, some of my determinate tomatoes are finally starting to turn that kind of yellowish orange color right before they get ready to turn red. So maybe another couple weeks we'll have tomatoes that we'll need to pick for the first time. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so everything else is going really, really great out in the garden. No, the garden has enjoyed the past week and a half of rain. I haven't enjoyed it, but the garden has enjoyed it. So everything's still looking green and lush. Some looks a little worse to wear just because it's been too much rain, but it is what it is. But everything else has been doing good. Oh, and I have been having a issue with the bell peppers up here in the front. They have been dropping their flowers, and I know why they've been dropping their flowers. It has been on the cooler side here. It has been about high 50s, low 60s at night. So they're growing and they're putting on lots of growth, but because of the cooler temperatures, that and with all the rain bringing in the coolness, they've been dropping their flowers. But within the next week or so, they should start holding on to the flowers that they're producing now. So I'm not worried about them. If it starts warming up and they still drop their flowers, then I'll start worrying. But until then, I'm not going to worry about them. So, but everything else, like I said, is doing really, really awesome. We have lots of flowers that are popping up. I don't know if you can see that one right there. That's one of my straw flowers that is coming up, and they're looking lovely and luscious and beautiful. So yeah, everything is coming along great. We have lots of new flowers that are popping out. We got our zinnias, the straw flowers, our safflowers, even some of our sunflowers have started opening up. And y'all, it's just the garden's doing its thing. I mean, a garden's gonna grow. So yeah, and if you haven't started yours, it's never too late to start yours. I mean, you can always just grow something. So well, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here because I need to get inside and really get this stuff processed, because we're pushing about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I don't want to spend all afternoon processing harvest. So all right, so well, with that being said, from my garden to yours, happy gardening, and y'all have a great one.